Hi, I am Movie Man. I'm an octopus who reviews movies, and today's review is going to be on so I feel like I should start this review off by going over the history of Thanksgiving. And no, I'm not talking about the holiday, which all the Americans celebrate. No, I'm talking about the history of this movie and how it was made. Um, so our story takes us back 16 years ago to the year 2007. The year which Saltburn should be set in, despite the fact that it's supposedly set in 2006. But anyways, so in the year 2007, filmmakers Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez both made a movie. Quentin Tarantino's movie was Death Proof, which you guys may remember I actually reviewed on my channel well over a year ago now. And Robert Rodriguez made Planet Terror, a movie which I haven't seen but may check out sometime. So, Rodriguez and Tarantino both made these movies in 2007. And what they decided to do was they turned both of their movies into a double feature called Grindhouse. Now, admittedly, I haven't actually watched the Grindhouse, but from what I do know about it, it's essentially there's the two parts. There's Quentin Tarantino's movie Death Proof and Robert Rodriguez's movie Planet Terror. And basically, in between these two films, they shows some fake trailers for a bunch of fake movies, and they got some other notable directors to come in and direct these fake trailers. Like, for example, Edgar Wright directed one titled Don't. You can find some of these fake trailers on YouTube. But what's interesting is that I'm pretty sure one or two of these fake trailers got turned into actual movies. Like, for example, Rodriguez actually made his own fake trailer for Grindhouse for a movie called Machete with Danny Trejo. And of course, Machete actually got turned into a movie. I admittedly haven't seen Machete, but yeah, maybe I'll check that one out sometime as well. But yeah, so then we have the filmmaker Eli Roth. And well, Roth is known for making some of these violent movies like The Green Inferno, which I'm admittedly not really a huge fan of. What's interesting is that a few years ago he also directed the family movie The House with a Clock in Its Walls with Cate Blanchett and Jack Black. And next year he's going to be directing a film adaptation of the video game Borderlands. But anyway, so Roth directed his own fake trailer for Grindhouse for a movie called Thanksgiving, which was and in the trailer it's shown that it's basically a slasher movie where a man dressed up as John Carver, the famous pilgrim, basically goes around the place and slaughters people on Thanksgiving. The fake trailer you can find on YouTube. I highly recommend it. But anyways, so now cut to 16 years later in 2023. As I mentioned, some of these fake trailers got turned into movies, like Machete. For example, Machete was one of the fake trailers shown in Grindhouse, and of course Machete got turned into an actual movie which Rodriguez directed. But now 16 years later, in 2023, Roth has decided to make his fake trailer into an actual movie. And now here we are in 2023 with the slasher Thanksgiving. And now 6 minutes into the review, now that I've gone over how this movie got made, let's actually talk about my thoughts on it. So first off, the cinematography in the movie is pretty good. I think the film is shot relatively well. It does definitely look very modern, but it is kind of shot well enough. I watched a review of this movie from this guy named The Hick Critic. I recommend you follow him on both Letterboxd and YouTube, because he does some pretty good reviews. But basically, he reviews Thanksgiving, and in his review, he mentions this point about how, basically, he kind of feels so, because the thing with this movie is that it's kind of meant to be a throwback to, 80s slasher movies. And so he kind of feels as if, what could have been done is that they could have kind of shot the film to kind of make it look as if it's a movie from the 80s, to kind of really, kind of get that style to it. And I can definitely see where he's coming from, and to be honest, I actually would have liked it if the film had gone with this kind of cinematography style to it. And actually, the thing is, the fake trailer from Grindhouse I mentioned that you can find on YouTube. If you watch it, obviously you'll know the way it's shot on this whole kind of videotape style, to kind of making it look as if it's older than it actually is. I wouldn't have minded if the movie had actually, kind of gone for this kind of style, kind of to really make it a great homage to 80s slashers. But nonetheless, that's really just a nitpick. That's just personally what I would have done. Nonetheless, the film is still shot pretty well. The editing in the movie is pretty good. I think the movie is edited pretty well. What should I say about the editing? But overall, I think the editing in the movie is pretty good. Then we have the pace in the movie now. Of the 3 movies I saw last weekend, this film is by far the shortest of the 3. As while the other 2 were both over 2 hours, well, actually, the Battles of Songbirds and Snakes was over 2.5 hours. Uh, this movie Thanksgiving around this is definitely the shortest of the three at only an hour and 46 minutes. But like this, I think I don't think the movie really feels too long, but I think it kind of goes at a good enough pace so that you don't really feel it going by too much. Yeah. So overall, I think the pace in the movie is pretty good. Yeah, I think the movie was actually paced very well in my opinion. Um, as I felt like the plot was very, it was kind of very, it was all very evenly paced and stuff. Like you didn't really feel like anything felt too out of place. Everything kind of came as. Okay, so overall, I'd say the pacing in this movie was great. Um, then we have the sounds and music in the movie, and I think the soundtrack in the film is pretty good. Like it kind of does have that kind of traditional like slasher soundtrack to it. I think it's pretty good. It's nothing amazing, nothing you've never heard before, but alright, I still think it is a decent score. Um, then we have the characters. Now I won't really go into like all the characters, but do you know like there was a good amount of characters, like basically a bunch of the teenagers in this film, um, they're kind of they're definitely callbacks to the traditional like classic slasher movie characters. I thought they were decent enough as slasher movie characters go. Um, like they weren't really, they're not great characters or anything, but I thought like the acting from these youngsters was good enough to where they're memorable, like the characters are memorable enough. Um, the main girl in it, Jessica, played by Nell Verlack. Like you can definitely tell, she's the final girl in this movie. And well, I don't think she's a great final girl or anything. She's not really. She's definitely not up there with all the classic final girls. Like Laurie Strode, Ellen Ripley, Nancy Thompson, Sidney Prescott. Nowhere near their levels or anything, but for what she was, I thought she was a decent enough final girl. Um, yeah, the main cast of this would kind of consists of a bunch of these teenagers. Like, there's one or two kind of noticeable enough. Well, not really that. There's kind of there's one or two like assholes characters in the movie. Like for example, we have like Jessica's father, who is the mayor of the town, and like her stepmom. Like they weren't great characters. Like you could kind of tell they weren't really the best of people, but I thought they were entertaining enough, and they kind of so they were definitely memorable enough. Most noticeable cast member in this movie is Patrick Dempsey. He stars in the film as the sheriff, and I thought he was a good character. He was definitely the most memorable character of the cast. And I thought Patrick Dempsey was very good in the role. Overall, I quite liked the sheriff, Eric News. I thought he was a good character. Oh, and then we have our slasher villain himself, John Carver. And yeah, I think John Carver he's definitely a welcome addition to the amount of slasher villains out there, because he has a very memorable appearance, and he is definitely very menacing, threatening, and he definitely slashes up these people very good. Um, yeah, I think John Carver makes for a great slasher villain. So overall, I thought the characters in this film, while not great, were decent enough. But with our boy John Carver, without a doubt being the standout. Um, and then we have the plot of the film, which kind of carries on from like the trailer. It's kind of the same basic plot, where a person dressed as the famous pilgrim John Carver is going around the place and slicing up people on Thanksgiving. Um, yeah, it's relatively the same plot. It's definitely going to make for an entertaining slasher. Um, However, like the movie, you've seen the trailer. The movie throws in like a subplot, and basically at the start of the movie, basically a tragedy takes place where there's this massive riot on Black Friday. American consumerism and all that, and well, basically then the movie cuts to a whole year later, and whoever this person is, dressed as John Carver, is getting revenge for what happened. Um, I think it makes for a good plot. A good plot for a slasher. I think if you throwing in that Black Friday tragedy really spices it up a lot. Um, I think the film does a good job of kind of being a good throwback to, all the 80s slashers. And let me just say, the film definitely delivers when it comes to kills. Now, I'll be honest, this film did not really impress me that much from the trailer, because from what I was seeing, the movie just didn't really seem to be that violent, especially compared to the original trailer. However, one of two things happened. Either they kept the kills down for YouTube, but if you ask me, I think they actually wanted to save all the gore for the movie. And let me just say, I was definitely impressed when it comes to the gore, because oh my god, this film is very bloody, very gory and stuff. It definitely delivers on that aspect. Like like of course that if you guys will see in both the fake trailer and the trailer for this actual movie, we have during the parade, the person in the turkey costume just gets his head cut off, and yeah, it is that. Thankfully, it is very violent in the movie. Now, if I had any complaints for the kills, I would say there is kind of one kill in the movie which, as bloody and gory as it is, I do think it is a bit far fetched, quite exaggerated. And not only that, but there is one kill in the movie which is this kill is also a throwback to the fake trailer. Because it does have a few times in the movie, one or two kills are kind of throwbacks to kills from the fake trailer. But basically with this kill, the movie kind of portrays it in a different way to how it was portrayed in the fake trailer. I'm not gonna lie, part of me kind of wishes that they had done it like how they had done in the trailer. Just cause that, the way they did in the trailer, it was just so gnarly and stuff. But nonetheless, it was still very good and very gory how they did it in the movie. And so one that I really like is that there are kind of times where the film kind of feels a bit exaggerated, but for the most part, this film actually takes itself seriously enough, which is something that I really appreciate because, like, ever since Scream, we've never really gotten, like, that many slashers which, take themselves very seriously. Like, in recent years with films like Happy Death Day, Freaky, Totally Killer, we don't really have, like, that many, like, slashers which really take themselves too seriously anymore. So I like that with this film they actually took it seriously this time around. Something I definitely really appreciate. Overall, I thought the plot in the movie was very good. Now as for the narrative structure, like the film kind of does, it kind of has like some subplots, like with strong characters. Like the film, it kind of it shows you like all these different characters and stuff, and I think the film kind of just focused on it being a slasher. Like it kind of shows you all these different characters, kind of trying to make you figure out, who is John Carver. I think the movie does it well enough. What I will say is that I honestly was able to figure out who John Carver turns out to be. Like it was, to me it was kind of obvious who it was, and yeah, once it was revealed in the climax, I was kind of like, yeah, it was pretty obvious that person was John Carver. But nonetheless, I thought the movie did like a good enough job with its narrative structure. Obviously, it's kind of shifting between different characters, mainly focusing on Jessica and the sheriff in some scenes, but nonetheless, I think it's still the narrative structure, like it wasn't really something which bothered me so much. I thought it did well enough with it. Overall, Thanksgiving was a really good movie, better than what I was expecting. and I thought it lived up to that original fake trailer very well. Um, like like it gave us a great villain in John Carver, definitely very memorable. It took itself seriously. It was a good throwback to 80s slashers. And it definitely delivers on the kills. The kills were gory. Um, Now there would be there would be some flaws I'd have, like like really my main issue with the film was that I was kind of able to figure out who the killer turned out to be, but honestly, outside of that, this is a really good film, and if you're looking for like a classic slasher which kind of takes itself very seriously, I would definitely recommend this one. So with that, I am going to give Thanksgiving an 8 out of 10. So with that, I'll see you guys next time, and bye.